Think workplace complaints are new? Ancient Egyptians beat us to it. Picture this, 1152 BC, Valley of the Kings. Skilled tomb builders, unpaid for weeks, finally snap. Their paycheck, grain rations, never arrives. So, they do the unthinkable. They strike. They put down their tools, sit outside the temples, and refuse to work. The world's first recorded labor strike. Their message? No bread, no building. Defying a pharaoh was like telling a god king, "We're done until you pay up." Officials panic. Negotiations start, but the workers hold firm. United, they demand what's owed. And it works. The authorities cave, deliver the rations, and the artisans return to work. This wasn't laziness. It was a declaration of worth. Even the most powerful rulers had to listen when ordinary people stood together. Collective action changed history, proving that refusing injustice can work. The first, I'd like to speak to the manager in history, incredibly effective. Their courage set a precedent for every protest to come. The lesson, when people unite, even pharaohs must listen. The world's first strike wasn't just about bread, it was about dignity. And it echoes through every protest since. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply stop working. Fast forward to 1930s India, under British rule. The British taxed salt, a basic necessity. Indians couldn't even collect their own. Enter Gandhi, champion of non-violent resistance. His plan? Walk 240 miles to the sea and make salt, breaking the law peacefully. At first, the British scoffed, but as Gandhi walked, thousands joined. The march became a symbol of unity and defiance. When Gandhi reached the sea, he made salt, declaring, "With this, I shake the foundations of the British Empire." His act sparked a nationwide movement. Millions broke the salt law. The British arrested thousands, including Gandhi, but the world was watching. The Salt March proved that peaceful protest could challenge an empire. It wasn't about salt, it was about freedom. Gandhi's march inspired millions to resist injustice without violence. The movement showed the power of ordinary people united by a simple act. The world learned, you don't need weapons to make history. One man's walk changed a nation. The Salt March became a blueprint for non-violent protest everywhere. Sometimes a grain of salt can tip the scales of power. Gandhi's legacy, courage, unity, and the quiet strength of peaceful resistance. The March for Salt became a march for freedom. Now, 1963 America, segregation divides the nation. The March on Washington brings over 250,000 people to the Lincoln Memorial. Black and white, young and old, united for jobs and freedom. The atmosphere hope, not hate. Songs, handshakes, and shared dreams. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. steps up, puts aside his notes, and shares his dream. I have a dream. A vision of equality and justice for all. His words echo across the nation, giving hope to millions. The march doesn't end racism overnight, but it shifts America's conscience. It paves the way for the Civil Rights Act and Voting Rights Act. A peaceful crowd, a powerful dream, and a nation forever changed. The lesson, a shared dream, can move mountains. The March on Washington proved unity and hope are unstoppable. One speech, one day, changed the course of history. Young people have always led the charge for change. In the 1960s, students protested wars and demanded justice worldwide. From Paris to Prague to America, youth faced down power with courage. Today, students in Hong Kong and climate strikers worldwide carry the torch. Greta Thunberg inspired millions to demand climate action. Young voices, creative and fearless, shape the future. They prove you don't need power to make a difference, just conviction. The fight for justice is timeless, and youth are always at the front. The leaders of tomorrow are leading today. In the digital age, protest goes global in seconds. The Arab Spring began with one act in Tunisia, spreading through social media. Dictators fell as people organized online, bypassing censorship. In 2020, the world watched George Floyd's murder on a phone screen. Outrage exploded worldwide. Black Lives Matter became a global cry for justice. Protests were organized, live-streamed, and amplified by hashtags. The internet turned local pain into global action. Injustice anywhere now sparks outrage everywhere. The digital town square empowers ordinary people to demand change. One video, one hashtag can unite millions. What's the lesson from all these protests? History is made by ordinary people who refuse to accept injustice. Every movement starts with one voice, one act of courage. When you join others, your voice becomes a force for change. You are part of a tradition stretching from ancient Egypt to today. Never doubt your power. One person can spark a revolution. Whether you march, post, or speak up, you matter. The unstoppable power of protest lives in you.